Just wanted to make a quick video on this new Epiphone RD custom from the new Futura line. I'm pretty impressed with it. I remember seeing these at Winter NAMM back in January and thinking, I was going to reach out to my rep at Sweetwater and see if I could get one. And luckily, I was able to get one shipped out this week. And this was definitely the shape that I wanted. I think outside of some limited non-custom shop Gibson releases over the last decade, they've been pretty few and far between. So I can get all the other shapes pretty regularly from Epiphone, but yeah, this is the one that I definitely wanted. I think most people, just looking at posts, on both forums and YouTube, this seemed like the one that most people I think were excited, probably because of the same reasons, because it's been kind of hard. I think outside of maybe the Lee Meleev from Bring Me the Horizon, his signature, that was the only one that you could get, and it was the old non-Kalamazoo headstock that was a little bit funky. I didn't particularly care for it, but really, really impressed. You can kind of see, I did a quick cover last night and kind of showed it during one of the interludes where there was no guitar playing. But yeah, it definitely shifts from that, that purple to that nice blue color. It's funny. I just made a little table, to see which colors, were for each of the models that were released. This is called Twilight Shift, and this one was only offered on the RD and the Les Paul. But yeah, they did the Firestorm Shift, which is deep red and orange, and that was offered on the Explorer, the Les Paul, the Firebird, and the ES335. They did a Midnight Ember Shift, which shift between dark red and charcoal black, and that was the other RD, the Les Paul, and the SG. The Twilight Shift that I just mentioned. There was a quick silver shift, which was between silver and like a teal and blue. I've seen some other colors also when the Flying V on Epiphone's website, was being rotated in that video, but that was just the Flying V and the Firebird. And then there was a Solaris Shift, which was kind of like a yellowish gold color, and that was only offered on the Flying V. And then they did the Nitro Shift, which I think was my favorite. It almost moved from like a green to a violet, and that was, like I said, just for the SG. If I could choose any color and model combination, I think I would have done the RD custom with that Nitro Shift, but it's not available. And it got me thinking that potentially, I don't know if Epiphone would ever do this, but maybe open up, take tallies and maybe even do an order, if enough, like say, 1,000 folks were like, yeah, I'd really love to get an RD and Nitro Shift, if there was enough, pre-orders or interest, Epiphone could do like a limited, run on, if it, on that specific model, if it made sense, I guess, financially for them to paint, other models. But I would love to own more of these. I know it'd be kind of silly, to spend, I'm just doing some quick math in my head, maybe like $8,000 to get all of them. Given they're just, I say just an Epiphone. It plays really well, and I'm super impressed. But I think for $8,000, I'd probably pick something different. But yeah, I'd love to own maybe one more. I was thinking about the ES335 in that, what was it? It was the green color. But yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. And I just looked up when I was doing this table. I'd asked Gemini to just put together a quick table with all the models, broken down by color, and something came up called Glacier Shift, which says it's a Guitar Center exclusive, and it says it shifts between white and ice blue. Before I filmed this, I went on Guitar Center's website. I didn't see it. I don't know if it's not available yet, but sounds kind of interesting. But I'm thoroughly impressed. They are probably, with inflation and everything these days, probably the higher end of Epiphone's price point. These start at $899, so with tax, you're looking at probably like a little under $1,000, which is in my mind, still pretty expensive for an Epiphone, but it comes with a lot of nice features. I mean, in addition to the cool color scheme on these, the ebony board is really nice. It's very uniform. I know sometimes you can get streaky ebony. This is not one of these. It's really uniform. I mean, from a couple of feet away, it looks like rich light. It's that uniform. But yeah, I already did a string change, put some lemon oil on it, and yeah, it plays really nice. If you notice, I do have the truss rod cover off right now. I'm still messing around with some adjustments with both the height of the bridge and some intonation. But yeah, out of the box it played really well. I'm just really picky. I don't like fret buzz, and more recently I've been on a kick with lighter string gauges. This is I forget. It's an Ernie Ball set that's 8.5 to 40. And it feels pretty slinky on this. But yeah, other than that, obviously the neck would probably be the same across all models with the exception of this. This is a 25.5-inch scale versus the others that are a 24.75 scale. But outside of that, all the appointments would be the same. It's mine's, yeah, I mean, it's not real, mother of pearl, but it's got a lot of color in it. There's, blues and pinks, and they did do Grover locking tuners, which is awesome for making the string changes, a cinch. I do like the Super 400 inlays. They're kind of neat. It's, my favorite is this. I guess it would be a split diamond or a split parallelogram that's typically found on like the Supremes, like the SG Supreme. That's my favorite Gibson, / Epiphone inlay. But these are cool. I like it. It's something different that I don't think was ever offered on an Epiphone before. What they call the Ignite Pro Buckers. Yeah, they're pretty hot. When I recorded the cover last night. Yeah, they have a tough time cleaning. At least the bridge has a tough time cleaning up. It's probably pretty high output. I couldn't tell you. I haven't plugged in a meter to test it, but yeah, it definitely feels pretty hot. I do like the fact that there's some dynamics between the bridge and the neck pickup. They definitely sound different. I don't know if they're the same pickup, but they sound pretty distinct to me. I did like the middle position quite a bit, and then the controls are, let me get it. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, the controls are, you got coil splits on both the neck and the bridge, and then this will give an out of phase sound in the middle position. This does nothing. It's just another tone control. Obviously, three-way toggle. Bridge and tailpiece are, I forget what Epiphone's name, but they lock down with a set screw, so they don't come off when you're doing string changes. And then they got the Posi-Lock strap locks. I'm a big fan. I think they're Dunlop, but it's a locking strap system that I've got. That the strap lock system is actually built into the strap, and yeah, unfortunately, I can't use it with these, but it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, not a big deal. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick review because I thought it was something worth talking about. But I'm thoroughly impressed. Like I said, I might get the ES33 or ES355 because, like I said, there's not too many green semi-hollows in that shape. So, but yeah, I'm going to continue playing this. Yeah, it's definitely a fun one. And the stainless steel frets. Forgot to mention probably one of the bigger selling points. Yeah, they're impeccable. I was kind of curious to see if they would roll the edges off, and it's completely rolled off. There's no sharp fret edges at all. In fact, yeah, it's probably one of the best guitars from a fret perspective that I've ever played. As crazy as that may sound, even guitars that cost a lot more than this. But yeah, again, thoroughly impressed, and I hope Epiphone does more of this stuff because I think there's a color and model for everybody. I like the fact that they didn't just do Les Pauls or SGs, and two colors. I love the fact they took a risk. And I think it's paid off. I think there's been a lot of buzz around these. So yeah, really happy for Epiphone, and more happy for the folks that pick these up. Because yes, it is $8.99, but I think it's probably within most people's budget to go out and save up for one of these, or if you've already got the money. I think it's definitely a quality instrument, at the price point. So if you've got any questions, just post in the comments. I can let you guys know, or I can make another video, with a sound test, or I can play some more stuff. But have a good one.